Yeah, so we should be live now. And then it should allow us to see people who's viewing it now.
Give me a second. Yeah, I'm just putting Dora Dogs update on mine, just as a title, just to have something there.
Yeah, that's what I did for mine too.
Yeah, I usually like to have my tablet, but you took my tablet to the range as I was recording. So, all right, we should be good. Let me see something. Yeah, I got it set up now, but I just want to be able to. I try to have something so I can see what's happening as it's happening. But
Yep, it just popped up on mine too.
all right, cool. Get out of this. Back in. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live. There we go. All right, cool. I put it on my phone just so I can see. Yeah, man. How was it going? Yeah. Don't pay me no attention. I didn't unpack all my stuff neither. So.
No, you good? Yeah. So, it's actually going really good. So the last time we got on live together, we were only about maybe 20 to 30% ahead of where we were last season or this time last year. And so, good thing is we are in a situation where we are now maybe 50, 60% ahead of where we were last season. And so, it's a good feeling to be there. And so we had our first like official sponsorship.
Okay.
He wanted to kind of remain anonymous and he wanted to help out the team. And he's been at one of or two of our games last year, towards the end of our season. And so one of the things that I found out about the Dover or Delaware community in general is the North doesn't really associate as much with the South of Delaware. So, like, if something happens in the North and you're not affiliated with someone up North or you don't really know someone that lives up North, they really don't know about you down South, kind of thing. And so, um, if it wasn't for some of the players that I have that live in the northern parts of Delaware,
Right.
then a lot of people up to the northern parts of Delaware wouldn't know about us down in the southern part of Delaware. And so, the other cool thing that I found out too is Dover's the second largest city in the state of Delaware. Even though it's the capital of Delaware, it's just
Right.
a city that holds about 40,000 people. So has over
That's it.
8,000 businesses, and so it's definitely got some people that can come in and support us in some way, shape, or form. And so, we got a business plan down packed. We got a bunch of players ready to play basketball. We paid our team dues, and we just now sit and wait for our first game, which is October 25th. That's going to be in Middletown, Pennsylvania, versus the Central Pennsylvania Kings. And then the very next day, on the 26th, we play in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, versus the Philly Thunder. And so, two good opponents. We lost to both of them last year. First game, we lost to Central PA by 7 points. At that time, they were ranked like 12th in the nation out of the entire league. So, to
Hey,
lose by
Joyce.
points wasn't bad. So they have fun. But Philly Thunder, that was probably one of our more competitive games because we not really competitive. Starting out was competitive, but they have fun trashing us by like 50 points our second game. We um, we only have
Not
six
fun.
people. We had 6 people that second game, so we lost pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
One player fouled out, and then to play the rest of the game with just 5 people was a bad situation. But the first game, we played. We had a situation where we had back to back. We're going back to back. We were down 10 at one point, came
Wow.
back. We were down like 6, and then one of the players' girlfriends ran on the court and like touched the referee, I guess, or was yelling at the other team. And we go into halftime. They end up removing her from the gym. She
Right.
ended up coming back into the gym, and they ended up forfeiting the rest of the game. So we didn't even play a full game for them to sit there and say like you played two full games and you lost by this much or whatever. So it was definitely interesting for that. But we learned our lesson, we moved on, and we kind of took it from there. But this year we got a better squad. We got a lot of morale, and good thing too is our uniform should be here uh, by the 15th.
Okay.
So we should have what is media day. So we're going to do a media day. I'm excited about that. It's supposed
Okay.
to be a part of our community day as well. So I'm kind of planning two things in one. So we're going to do like a get together within the community of Dover at Silver Lake Park. We're going to have like some hamburgers, hot dogs, different things we can throw on the grill because they have some grills out there. And then we're going to have some drinks out there, water, different sodas and
It's
stuff like
Silver
that.
Lake Park.
Yeah, it's actually a really nice park. So I was there last Saturday. I'm going there again tomorrow, and we're doing outdoor workouts. And
Where
so
is that at?
it's in Dover, Delaware. They have a
I don't know why
location.
it sounds familiar to me.
It's one in Middletown, Delaware as well. And so
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That's probably why I'm thinking. My aunt lives in Middletown, Delaware.
mm, yeah. So yeah, they have
Oh,
one in Middletown. So I guess the lake's that big and it runs.
yeah.
Through. But the location I was at in Dover, it has like a little sand pit area, like not little, but it's big, and you can. It's like a little mini beach where you can kind of put your chairs up, sit there. When we got there, I tell you, people were fishing so much. Like it was speed boats going past. It was people on regular boats just fishing, and they had a good time. And it has like a waterfall kind of
Man,
thing.
I can't stand fishing.
Listen, if you, I guarantee you, if you go up there tomorrow, you can catch a bunch of fish up there, and it's clean water and all of that stuff. It was a good time, and so the goal is September 6th, that Saturday, or September 7th, that Sunday, is
Okay.
to get everybody into the community, um, wherever they're at, get their support systems from the team, and bring them out to the community. Have some music going, have some food and some drinks, and bring like a football, a soccer ball, a volleyball because they have a beach volleyball court right there as well,
Oh,
and
wow.
just have a community day. And then I'm gonna have the the backdrop and everything set up so we can take pictures in our uniforms and stuff like that, and then kind of go from
I
there.
like
And
it.
so
I like it. What's up, Chips for real? What's up, Joyce? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? A world away from here. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to it. Thank you guys for showing up. Basically today we're just trying to do some little bit of updates, kind of let everybody know what's going on. Give me a chance to chime in if y'all got time to chime in if y'all got questions. But it is what it is. Of course, I'm a little off right now. I just got back not too long ago from the gun range, so I'm a little you know, trying to set myself back up, and I was trying to rush home, set up. It is what it is, but
yeah,
that's
so
what's up, man. It sounds like sounds good, man. It sounds good. It sounds good. I know you guys. Um, I know it's a lot going on with you, man. Like, man, you talking. I've been saying to myself, I shake my head, like, man, it's a lot.
hmm
Like, it takes a lot to get to try to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time sacrifice, late nights up,
hmm
early bed getting up. It's just a lot, man. It's just I encourage you, man. Just stay your pace. Just really, really stay your pace, man. Outside of that, I mean, we're gonna get into other stuff as we talking, but the first thing I want to say, man, just don't let don't let the things that could discourage you discourage you.
hmm
Just let it fuel your fire and keep going.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting too because um, as we talked about the other day too is the school bus, and so it's still out there, which is good. I know typically I like to jump on stuff and try to get it right away, but one thing that I'm learning is I got to be patient, and as I'm being patient and just moving in silence a little bit,
Right.
I'm starting to see that stuff will be more clearer to me as it happens. And so if I wait, I know that it will come. And the good thing is that there's opportunities for more people to sponsor us.
Right.
And so We got like 3 more meetings to set up for sponsorships with people in the Dover community to possibly sponsor us. The other cool thing too that I'm learning is that um, that I got to be more adamant with the players, I should say,
Right.
because some people they have that dog mindset in them, and they have that like I want to go out and I want to make sure we got for the team, so that way we can have a season or whatnot. And some people are just more like, well, if we have a season, we have a season. If we don't, we don't.
We
But
don't need that.
everybody on the team can play basketball. It's just we got to get everybody to buy into our culture that we have this year. Last year, our culture wasn't the best, but this year we're building our culture up again from scratch and building it to what we want it to be
Right.
to make us successful in the long run. And so that leads me to my point of why I originally wrote this book called The Dog Mentality. And so
Right.
it wasn't supposed to be a book. It was actually a sample paper I was writing for my PhD program at Troy University. I applied for it, and so they asked for sample writing. And so, what better way to make it real than making it as a book? And so, I had already started it. I never finished it, and one of my good friends and mentors had wrote a book and finished it and published it. And so, once I seen that he published it and it wasn't that hard to actually edit and publish, I went and finished it and got it submitted to where I needed to submit it, and then submitted it as well. And so now that book is uploaded and published for me to see right now on Amazon, but
Yeah.
it will be available on Kindle starting this Monday, and then on the 14th, the soft book cover will be available for everyone to purchase as well. And so that's kind of where it's at. I believe it will be available to pre-order starting Monday or Tuesday. So it'll kind of give us a little bit of time there as well. But we have it up there. It's just the first book of a 4-book series that I'm going to do. So we got the dog mentality as the first book. The
Okay.
second book is going to be the dog lifestyle. Then from the dog lifestyle, it's going to be um, dog legacy, and then from dog legacy, it's going to be dog cool. And so it's kind of a 4-book series. And then once I'm done the 4-book series, I'll kind of just look at something else. But these books are going to help generate some revenue for the team as well to purchase whatever we need to purchase. And so if I get all 4 of them released by the end of the season, we should and sell a decent amount of each one. We should have enough money to pretty much cover whatever we needed to cover. So if I sell 300 books of each one, then I could raise enough money to cover the referee costs, the venue costs, and buy that bus or whatever it may be. And so
Yeah.
um, the good thing about that bus that I was looking at is one is only $3,000, but two, the only thing wrong with it is the parking brake. It jammed, so it is what it is. To cost to get it fixed is no more than $1,000 bucks. So um, I said that's not terrible because I can buy all the parts in the kit myself, and then I can go find someone who actually knows how to operate and work on the buses
Right.
to fix it for me or help me fix it, so that way I know what I'm doing. And then we have a gas card, so we can fuel up wherever we need to fuel up at, and kind of go from there. So everything's moving forward and pushing forward. And so kind of every Saturday we've been doing some workouts outside since it's nice out and kind of get a fresh breeze going.
So
But
y'all been doing basketball workouts?
so we've been doing like more like strength and conditioning workouts outdoors. So
Okay.
if anyone's like following the Instagram page, I did post a reel. I believe it's on Facebook too, but it's about
You gotta put that on YouTube, bro. I'm getting
yeah.
on your case. I'm
I'm
getting on your case right now.
and that was actually what I was supposed to do last week, and I forgot about it. But
See,
I'll
'cause
post it up today.
if you put it on YouTube, and like if I see it, or if um like Jay and all the ones that are around you, we can always remix it on our channel
Mm,
to try to get more exposure. So, and just try to keep that in mind. To that workout, all the things that your team is doing,
mm,
like as you put on social media, make sure you definitely put on YouTube. I don't really mess with Facebook. Um, I have a Facebook page, but I rarely ever over there. Hey, top to bottom hair and skincare. Welcome in, welcome in. I do have a Facebook, but I don't really mess with it like that. YouTube is my main source, so wherever I go, I go. I go. YouTube is where I get most of myself. I do have other social media, like if it's political, I go to True Social
Mm,
because True Social is Donald Trump, and it's all like I get direct information. I mean, instead
right.
of going to all of these different sources, then I can just gotta go check behind that. So that's why I use it. But YouTube is like my main source. But but the other thing is that YouTube algorithm is set up different.
Mm,
Is YouTube algorithm is set up different than Facebook and um Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
the way YouTube responds is consistency more than anything. Like the other factors in there too, but if you're not consistent, the algorithm is not going to respond to you. Meaning, it's not going to move your stuff because you're not consistent enough. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's not so much just based on your content. It does based on your content and all that other stuff too. But the other thing is like it's like if you own a business and somebody's selling product in your store, but every time the customers come in that store, your product is not there and they're expecting it to be there, but it's never there. You might have the best product in the world, but you're never there.
Mm,
So what happens is with YouTube, if you might have the greatest content, but if you're not active enough, they're just going to leave you sitting on the shelf somewhere and just
mm,
the algorithm is going to react to those that are more active. That's if that helps. Not only that, but that's part of how YouTube is. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
it's you don't have to be the. This is how I figured it out. Um, so you don't always your content going to matter and all the other stuff in there, but being that you already y'all are doing the working out and those type of things, you definitely want to record this stuff. And if you're gonna post it on Facebook, Instagram. But trust me when I tell you, you definitely want to continuously post it on YouTube because you don't want your channel to be just sitting there and it's like you're not active enough for YouTube to say, okay, we're gonna try to push you out there. They're not gonna push you if you're not active enough.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, so we got so what I did last week, and I'm gonna do this tomorrow too, is I went and recorded just from a distance and recorded the guys working out and kind of we did like a grass workout where they were in the grass and they hated me for this, but they did some bear cross suicides and they by not even a full bear cross suicide, they were like, can we just do this and then move on to the next thing? And I was like, no, we got to keep going. And like, there's not that they're out of shape, is that they weren't expecting that to come
Right.
from my playbook that I got. And
Okay.
then outside of that, I had them inside the sand. And so they were doing some drills in the sand, and it kind of resembled a basketball court in a way because it was the volleyball court. And so they were doing some defensive drills and kind of running in the sand just to remind them like the sand's going to weigh you down. So as the sand's weighing you down, you running, you starting to build that muscle memory of, well, my feet are a little heavy. So now when I get to the court and I'm running, you're going to pick up a little bit more pace and kind of be a little bit more quicker on the court. And so that's kind of what I wanted them to kind of get out of it outside of the workout. And by the end of the hour and a half that we had, they were drenched in their own sweat, and so they loved it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And so tomorrow we got more people coming out, and we're going to see how this one plays out. And literally the same workout I did last week is going to be the same workout I do again this week, and see how they react to it this time. And so as I put the videos together and different things like that, I'll be able to share and post more. Um, it's just for me, once I get from Delaware back home, that's when I got to remember to
Yeah.
actually compile everything and put it together, to put on YouTube, because a lot of
I
people are
know.
sharing everything on Instagram and Facebook, but then again, like I forget, like YouTube's actually was here before
Right.
everything else pretty much was here, and so it's a good reminder. And I know what I need to do is get everything set up. I might actually iPad, and then figure out a way to link both iPads together to stream the games from different angles. And
Right.
so when you stream it from the different angles, it'll allow me to kind of have a better perspective of a lot of that stuff. And one of the guys I met with 2 weeks ago is a sports nutritionist, and so he's coming on in my staff as a sports nutritionist, kind of evaluate players and kind of see where they're at with their diet and their health, and kind of helping us get them to where they need to be with their health and wellness kind of thing. And that's a good thing for us because he built some connections for me that I didn't even know about. And
Okay.
um, we actually met. We think we met back in like 2017, 2018, out in Delaware, and it was probably so long ago that we forgot. And we talked about it, and we were actually at Buffalo Wild Wings talking, and he was like, "I was there." Like, no way, I was there. And we was like, "Yeah, it's a small world. Like this connection is crazy." And so we kind of laughed about it a little bit, and I'm excited to see where this is going to take us in our journey, and then to even see how this first game is going to go together as a team. Well, at least I found a gym that we can practice at indoors. That's pretty much PA Delaware state line,
Right.
and it's about a 40-minute drive from here in Coatesville to Chatsford, PA, because that's where it's at in Chatsford, PA. And
Okay.
you literally drive about 5 minutes from that location, and you're at the state line of Delaware, hitting into Wilmington. So then the players that are in Delaware, they'll drive about 45 minutes to an hour to get to that same location. So it makes it easier for me to travel to practice and actually have a practice with the people instead of trying to drive an hour and a half one way and then turn around and drive an hour and a half back. Like that's just not going to be feasible for me. But if we find this location, it'll actually work out. Like last year, we used United Sports, and
Okay. Yeah. I know you're talking about.
that is it's a decent place to be at, but it's just it wasn't feasible for us to continue to rent there and use the facility for practice. And so now at that location, it actually fell into my lap because the location in King of Prussia, they actually reached out to me on Instagram, and I was talking to the person I guess who oversees that area in King of Prussia, and I was like, well, this location seems to be closer for me for all my players. Can we use that one? He goes, yeah, I'll reach out to the person. He reached out on my behalf. I reached out to them, and so we're setting up something for us to practice there now. And so, I guess everything's is falling into place, and it's kind of really putting things into a perspective to where
Right.
if I keep going, it's going to allow me to uh, execute my vision and my plan for the organization as a whole. And I met with the mentor today, and what I realized was like we talked about the small business loans or whatnot, and I told him, I said that's going to be like my backup plan, like my last resort. Like I'm dying, I need my business to be revived. Let me go find a small business loan. But
Right.
I told him, I said we got sponsors in the works, and what I didn't do that I need to do is walk up and down the strip where Delaware State University is at, because there's a Chipotle right there. There's Cordoba right there. There's hotels, a casino. There's Applebee's over there, Rita's Water Ice, and different things like that. So I can literally walk up and down that strip. It might be a whole week worth of walking up and down the strip and talking to businesses, because that's how many businesses is right there in that little area. But if I do that, I can get maybe 100 businesses out of that area to donate $100, $200, or something like that, and then that will add up and take it to where we need it to be at. But what I did last year is I was trying to get all of the sponsorships and money right away. As I do it little by little, it comes in handy. It's not like, well, I got to keep it in the bank account and I can't spend it kind of thing. But alrighty, I paid for my uniforms already. They're done, checked in the box.
Right.
Uh, we already have our basketballs from last year. We're going to use them again this year. So another check in the box. Um, we got the venue for home games, venue for practices. Boom. All we got to do is pay per game, and so whenever we sell tickets, the money that we make, we just pay off the venue from there, and boom, I don't have to pay no money out of pocket right away for
Right.
venue costs kind of thing. Um, we look at the cost of running the security guards from the college, and that's about $85 an hour. So I could pay that after the game is done and be good with that. And so a lot of great things are happening this year and falling into place, especially because of the networking I've done, the bridges I've built up, and
Right.
kind of made it to where I need it to be now. And so I've learned that I just got to start trusting my players a lot more because they're the ones in the front lines playing the games and sacrificing their bodies. So they know a lot more and they
Mhm.
understand where we're coming from when we talk about, hey, like, we need to do this because our fan base isn't reacting as it should. Or,
Right.
hey, like, merchandise wise, like, people love the red and black shirts, but they love the ones with the Dogs basketball and the logo. And then the other shirt is just the plain logo. And
Right.
so we're going to force, not force, but we're going to push those market sales for merchandise based off of those two logos or whatnot. And then we just found another partner to who's local in Delaware, I believe, who's like created some shorts for us, and so those should be coming as well within the next week or so. And so it's just everything is just coming right. And I told the dude I was talking to this morning, I was like, it's coming so fast that I don't even know how to keep up with everything. I'm here, then I'm there, and then I'm jumping over here, and then I'm turning around and I'm going there, and then I'm coming back home, and I got family time, and I got grad school and all that stuff. I'm like, by the
You
end of
might
it,
have to find one of your players, man, that that come that can handle some of that and take it off your shoulder. That's that had that they become more invested into what you're doing. I mean, instead of trying to be that much, because you're gonna burn you're gonna burn yourself out.
oh
So
yeah,
you
I
got
know
to
that.
look at one of your players, maybe who you have maybe have as a captain of your team or something. Say, you know what, and sometimes you can dish little smaller stuff out to them that you know that they can easily handle if it's possible.
Yeah,
That it'll help take some of that off of you.
yeah. So what I did was for the merchandise, I got two players that like had their own like clothing line. I'm not sure if they still have it or not, but they bounced like I say, hey, like, what do you think about this idea? What do you think about that? Like, I need a new logo or I need a new idea that's going to help, boost more merchandise sales or whatever the case may be. And they'll get back to me and say, hey, like, that's a great idea. Like, you should do that. Like, no, that's not a good idea. You shouldn't do that at all. And then I got another player who actually got me the
Right,
sponsorship that we just got, plus the meetings with the other three. And they are pretty much meeting with me on his behalf so that way they can help him out, which not only helps him out but it helps me out, which means it's not only helping me out but it's helping the whole organization out. So um, it's a lot of delegating that's happening now, but a lot of it is finding the time to drive into Delaware and meet with people and actually show face, because I can meet with people on Zoom all day long, but is that really going to say like this is a true businessman? Like, I can I can read his body language. I can get a feel of who he truly is as a
right,
person. Whereas in person, I can come with a firm handshake. I can present my business plan to you. I can show you what we're looking at as a organization this
right,
season, and then you can make that decision based off my body language, how I'm articulating and how I'm presenting to you, if
right,
you want to donate to my organization or not. And one of my players, he said it. He goes, if we never joined the team, a lot of people would have never knew about the Dover Dogs. He goes, if your captain would have never reached out to me and said, hey, we need somebody to play in this game, I would have never known about the Dover Dogs. And
right.
so, what I want to do is with the reel for tomorrow, once I create it, after I post it on YouTube, I'm gonna go to Facebook and try to get the digital marketing done. So that way I like 20, $30 and see how many people it reaches and just kind of go from there and get a
Right.
feel for how that works out or whatever. And then see what happens from there. But all in all, like this season, like we are in a spot where we can sit back just a little bit, breathe, and relax and enjoy what's about to happen for us because that first game they want, or for the first two games for us, they said they wanted $1,800 to get the school bus with a driver, and I was like, that is outrageous. And I said, for that, I can go um, buy a school bus and drive it myself and pay less money. Like,
Yeah, it just I don't think a lot of times they don't realize that if you just Google school buses under $10,000,
mhm,
you're gonna find out they might not be top quality, but for the basic needs of what you're trying to do, I mean, you think about this. If you was to take 5 games where they were away games where you needed a school bus, you almost at 10 grand right there to another company when you could have took the 3,000,
mhm,
bought a school bus, spent another 1,000 fixing it. It's not like you got to drive it everywhere.
mhm,
You already can drive the bus yourself, and you might have, you got access to. You said you already have access to more drivers,
yep,
so and then it's easier to pay somebody $200-300 to drive the bus to where you need to go than to keep paying out $1,800 every single time, every single time, every single time.
yeah. It's interesting because like
Yeah.
what I want to do was I wanted to open it up to my like the fan base, and so
Right.
whenever we go to away games, let's say, so if it's a 72 passenger school bus, and I say, okay, well, we only need 20 seats out of that 72 passenger. That leaves what 52 seats remaining.
Somewhere right in there, yeah.
So if we take those 50 seats and say, hey, these 50 seats, we're going to open it up and say already to get your ticket into the away game plus to ride on the bus, $40.
Right. Help cover that cost some.
Right. So to
Mhm.
cover costs and different things like that. And that way we're bringing our home crowd to our away games with us
Right.
for a cheap price.
Yeah.
And it will cover costs, and they can buy their own food, they can do whatever they want because there'll be food
There's,
trucks and different things at the other places. So
there's
it
so
works
many
out.
things you could do with a school bus. Like me, when you was talking, I said I would lift those seats out
Mm-hmm.
that's already in there because they on that steel racking. You
Yep.
take that and you frame them out and turn them into casings where you
Mm.
hinge the seat, where you can hinge the seat at, and they become storage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now you can also go get somebody that does welding, right? Now
Mm.
you know how the back of the school bus where that door opens up at that back door.
Yeah, the
Well,
emergency
somebody
exit.
can make you a unit that's a stair unit, stairs that you can attach right there, but also lift off where you can walk out of the back of the school bus,
Mm.
right? So let's say you got merchandise in there and you want to set up the inside of the school, like I'm like let's say top to bottom, who also say she wanted to get a bus.
Mm.
You can actually merchandise almost inside that school bus where people can actually come in and get their stuff even in and actually out because now you got a way in one way and a way out the other way. Also, you got all of them seats to store all of the fold. You can fold up all the clothes, store them inside those seats and stuff like that. And how hard is it to run some bars down there where you can actually hang up and take the shirts out and hang them up on jerseys or put some type of convertible shelf? There's so many ways you can convert a school bus around that I've seen people do and you basically turn it into a mobile store.
Right. So what I want to do too, once we find that bus, is I want to go and put like and find some bars that someone can weld to the top, so people can put their like bags up top or whatever,
Right,
and then at the same time, because the way it's labeled, it's like a bar, a bar, a bar. We can hang jerseys and T-shirts and different
right.
things up on
Yeah,
that
so it's
shelf.
so many things you could do with them. And
Mm-hmm.
then you can get it wrapped where it has your team logo on there if that's how far you want to go with it. Now I was thinking more. I said to you before about the magnet ones,
Right.
but if you intend to use it for other purposes, but for if you want to just use it solely for that, you go get that bus wrapped. Every way that bus go is Dover Dogs. Same thing, like let's say top to bottom hand skincare. They go get that bus wrapped. That bus is mobile advertisement, and it will listen. It's to me, in my opinion, is better than a billboard.
Mm-hmm.
Billboard is in one spot, and everybody's just driving by, and they got a few seconds to read that billboard, right? A mobile school bus, everywhere you go, is advertising all the time, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Mm-hmm.
how I look. I think it's a better option than if you was paying money for a billboard.
Yeah, what I want to do with that is, so the idea is, once I purchase the school bus,
Right.
is I want to have it painted first, and I want to do like a light gray color, like kind of like the gray of your shirt, and I want to have it like painted that color first, and then what I want to do is have it wrapped with the Dover Dogs logo on one side, and then on the other side, I want to kind of put like the Junior Dogs Foundation logo on it, and
Oh,
so
okay. That's
because
what's
they
up.
both work hand in hand together, and so
Right.
I have it that way. And then what I'll do is I want to remove the seats that's already in there and add in like the single seat, um, like the airplanes have them, and like the charter buses have them. That way, at the bottom of them, I can still put um, shirts and different things under each seat.
Right.
That way, it gives me a little bit more flexibility that way. And so what I could
Right.
do is I can put like one drawer. It could be under one seat, and then put all small stuff, and then go to the next one, do all
Right.
medium stuff, and kind of go from there.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So the little boy. Um,
Yeah. Right.
but that's what I want to do. And then the other thing too is that same. So there's a place out in New Jersey, right across the. I think it's right across the Betsy Ross. They have their website
Right.
that has school buses, transit buses. They have the coach buses as well, and they sell those for pretty cheap as well too. Now I knew there was a coach bus in there like 400,000 or 500,000 miles on it, and that was like um, a few thousand, maybe like 30,000 roughly for that.
Okay.
Whereas like a 2024, 2025 model of that bus runs about, a quarter of a million to a half a million, depending on how many miles is on it and different things like that. And now those coach buses get expensive, but those are something like we would need maybe 4 or 5 years down the road when we look at, oh, we're gonna be traveling to Texas to play in a game or something like that. And
Right.
so that's something that I'm kind of thinking about. Even then, I hope we would be flying down there instead of driving, because that drive is crazy too. But we have the players that we need to make our organization successful. Now I got to shift my focus from making sure we have the players to making sure we got the staff members, and so that's the focus that we're on right now. And so outside of the fundraisers and the sponsorships and stuff like that, I'll be sitting back and kind of trying to bring people onto an executive board, and hopes that we can continue to build this up to bigger than what it needs to be. From the looks of it, is is going good, but a lot of teams that have their executive boards, they are in a position where they're like, we're going to give this a year. We're going to see how it goes. If it doesn't go well, we're going to move our team and go elsewhere, and kind of go from there. But right now, things are moving in the right direction. We have to just take it day by day and not try to get ahead of ourselves. And so, what I have to do is, I know our biggest competitors that we played last year, that was actually like competition. It was a good game. We were basket for basket. Um, Not necessarily low scoring, because everybody can attack the basket. It's a fast paced basketball league that we're in. But the team in Richmond, they have a team down there, Richmond Ram Chargers. We played them 4 times last year, and we split it down the middle, 2-2. So they
Okay.
beat us at both of their home games, and we beat them for both of our home games. And so it was funny how that worked out. But it definitely great competition, great staff that they have as well. And then the team in Maryland, another great team. We actually beat them once and they beat us twice. We couldn't get a fourth game scheduled with them, but even then, the environment there, the owner is a great owner, and when talk about hospitality, like she knows how to set her environment up at home games to where everybody feels welcome, everybody feels like it's a home game for them or whatnot. And she had this food truck there, no lie. They had crab fries. Now I never had crab fries a day in my life until I had that game, and I was
Okay.
like, I gotta try it. On the way home, we got maybe 2 blocks down the road. I was like, we got to turn back around and go get some more of these crab fries. I was like, we can't leave without getting
Now, when
more.
you say crab fries, I'm not all right because I eat crab fries, but I'm talking about there's some people that make crab fries when they throw obey on them.
Mm.
The crab fries that I like is the one with the crab meat, the lobster sauce, the cheese, and it's baked. Is he making them like that?
Yeah, so I believe, and I could be wrong, how she made them, but it was because it was a food truck vendor that was there. Is I know it was the fries, actual crab meat,
Yeah, yeah,
the lobster sauce, I believe was there as well,
yeah.
and then I believe they added like Creole and some Old Bay as well as and mixed it in with the lobster sauce.
Bro,
And when
let
I
me tell you something, man. I listen, listen. It's a place. Not up. First time I ate crab fries that way, I was in Pottstown, PA, and
mm,
it's Irish. Is a place called the Irish Pub up there, right?
oh yeah,
And
I
I
know.
used to work out there, but my buddy was like, "Oh, well, let's go up to the Irish Pub. They sell food." So I read the menu, and I'm like, "Crab fries," but then I'm reading what they did with it, and I'm like, "All right, let me try that." Man, that bro, I know what you're talking about. Listen, my daughter lives out in Pottstown, and she already know if I come up there to visit, she already know where we going. When I go in there, it's like, no, my dad gonna want dad. I already know you want to go get some crab fries.
Hmm.
It used to be a place not too far from where we at. They used to make them, but they don't make them no more. Um, actually, what's your name used to make them? Mr. East used to make them,
Mm.
but they changed that company. There's another restaurant there now, but not too far from here. But man, when I say so, I know what you mean by crab fries, man. Bro,
Listen, it was like
I was
we
about to OD on crab fries.
they had the crab fries, they had like funnel cake. She had it all going. And see the funny part about that food vendor was she was on like not on the basketball court, but she was in the gym of where the game was happening at by the door, and she
Right.
had her table set up, and she was cooking them crab fries during the game, and the basketball was flying past her head and all that stuff, and she's still on the grill and got the little deep fryer going on, and I'm like, yo, like they take this serious, but it's definitely it's a great atmosphere, and so
Right.
um, we also, which I forgot to mention too, is we designed a mascot. We have a mascot now. I haven't purchased it fully yet, but we got a mascot. Mascot is Diesel the dog, and so that's going to be popping up here hopefully sometime soon, and we'll be able to kind of introduce that
I'm
to the world.
laughing at Joyce in the chat. He's like, well, all right. So to answer your question, Joyce, they are it's French fries.
Mhm.
They make the French fries. They take like snow crab meat, snow crabs, but the meat of the snow crab, they it's like broken up and it's sprinkled all over the French fries. They have Old Bay seasoning. Maybe some of you maybe use different things. And from the ones that I had, they had like a lobster sauce.
Mhm.
They poured the lobster sauce in there, and they had two types of cheese. I think it was like a cheddar cheese and some other type of cheese. They put all of that on together on the top of it. Now there, they will put it in the oven after the fact and toast it so the cheese had that little burn on the top. Oh man, see, I'm already ready to go dry the pasta.
Listen, it is that first bite is amazing.
Oh
Like,
my goodness, you
listen,
got to eat them right when you make them though. You can't. That's not
yep,
something you can sit around and come back to.
nope.
Wherever you eat, wherever you get them at, you want to eat them at that moment.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. When I say man, oh man, oh man. Now my mouth, I taste crab fries right now.
Listen, when you have that first bite of those crab fries, it's a different
Oh man.
world you in. You enter a
Yeah,
new
mess
world
me
for
up.
real. It's definitely a good taste, and another thing too, like with the way we play our games and the league is style for us. is that we're supposed to provide dinner for the opposing team whenever they
Okay.
come, or lunch.
All right,
So
hold on one second. Joyce, if y'all making it, y'all gotta post a video of it.
yeah, I got to see
Y'all
that.
gotta post a video. Man, I love crab fries, man. Believe right now, I ain't eat nothing since this morning. Actually, I ain't eat all day long. I had donuts. That's why when I got here, I grabbed me some grapes and stuff. And now I'm extremely hungry right now. My
Making
stomach
you
is
want some French
talking.
fries now.
So right now, my stomach is talking. Right, it's while we talking, my stomach is talking to me.
There was yeah, so we provide like all of the meals for all of our teams that's traveling to us, depending on the time we play. So
Right.
like if it's a like we played a lot of night games last year, we didn't have nothing that was open around that time. But this year we're trying to get all of our games around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That way we can actually provide food for the teams that's traveling to us. And so there's a burrito place now. I know people had Chipotle, they had Cordoba, they had Moe's or whatever is closest
Right.
by them, that burrito place. But there's a authentic, like when I say authentic, like these authentic Mexican burrito place where they they use Mexican rice. They give you your option of protein where it can be ground beef, it can be mild chicken, jerk chicken, spicy chicken. It could be shrimp, it could be fish. Like they have like at least 12 different proteins on the list.
Okay.
Then you go through the line like Chipotle and Qdoba and all of that. And you put your toppings and stuff on it as well. Now, when I tell you every time we go to Dover, we stop there and they know us by our face. And so they got when I tell you they got Oreo churros,
Oh, I had them before.
like those were like amazing. Like Oreo churros with the sauce that they gave us was amazing. And then they do a box. So they give you a burrito. Now the burrito is like that big and
Wow.
packed. And then they give you and they put it in a box. And the box is about like that big as well. And they put French fries and then chips over top of it, but they drizzle the queso, the sour cream, and they make like a ultimate nacho with French fries, pretty much, plus the burrito for like $10, with your drink included.
All this food talk is just making me more and more hungry than I was.
And see, the funny part is that they're going to be one of our like partners that we partner with this year to
Okay.
purchase food for these away teams. So they're going to give us a deal for a bulk purchase of like 20 or more, where instead of paying $10, we're gonna pay like
Right.
$7.50. So they gave us a $2.50 discount. So we'll save some money every game for that. But that is one of the good things about this year. We'll be able to provide food to our teams that's traveling. Now we got that team from Rhode Island. We got the team from two teams from New York. We got the Richmond team. We got the Maryland team. We got two Philly teams, and yeah, so it's going to be interesting. And so I don't know if people can see it, but behind me here is our actual official schedule
Yeah, I
for.
was giving ask you about. I'm assuming it's the schedule behind you.
Yeah, so our schedule in the red is all of our away games, and so you can only see, and I can't really count them right now in threes. So it's only about 8 games that you see on this side, and about 8 games that you can see on that side as well. But it's a total of 20 games, so it's 10 and 10. So the last two got cut out. But
Okay.
as you can see, is first game away is the Central PA Kings and the Philly Thunder, and then we open our season November 1st
Right.
and at home. So that's going to be big for us, and we have to pretty much pack the crowd out every single game. We can fit about 400 people in our venue, and my
Okay.
goal is to pack every single game out at 400 people.
Right.
Have the food there, have the mobile video game cart. I don't know if people ever been on one of those or played on that before, but that is a good thing to have,
Right.
especially when youth night is a thing because the kids like to play video games and they can go play video games while their parents watch basketball. But we pretty much packed our schedule to the 20 games like the league asked us to do.
Right.
But I learned my lesson from last year. Last year I did like how this is October 25th and 26th. But last year I had it just about every weekend. We had 2 games. So every weekend from October all the way till February was
Okay.
about 2 games a weekend, and I realized that we didn't have enough time to actually recover, rest, or practice as much because we were playing basketball the whole time. So uh,
Right.
that put a hurt into our team with injuries and different things like that. This year, I tried to learn my lesson. There's maybe 2 or 3 weekends where I have to do a double header that weekend, but I mean, outside of that, it's just literally just one game a weekend, and um, we have people who've played overseas before. We have people who played Division 1 basketball, Division 2 basketball, who've won championships, who've won accolades like Defensive Player of the Year, 1,000 points with their team, and different things like that. So again, our height is average is still right around that 6'5", 6'6", but we're going to go in with the mindset that that means nothing. We're going to go in with the mindset that we're always the underdogs, and we're going to go in the mindset that if we continue to play together as a team, we'll
Right.
be able to take over and do big things. And so I'm really excited to see how this first game goes, because I know this team has a lot of potential as far as the Central PA Kings go. Like I
Right.
said, they have a lot of potential. They have the ability to change the pace whenever they want to change the pace. They have the ability to put a lot of pressure on your team as well. But I know for a fact that we will be able to um, break their press. We'll be able to do a lot of things like that in order to um, get to where we need to be at now. Like I said, we lost to them by 7 points at home last year. This year, I'm hoping and I'm praying that it'll be a very hard fought game to the end of the final buzzer there,
Right.
and I think that we have a lot to prove, not to people and not to other teams, but a lot to prove to ourselves. Meaning,
Right.
like the players say they want it, but they got to prove that they want it. All because you played overseas, all because you played Division 1 basketball. That stuff it means nothing to me at all. It's just a matter of how we can take your talent and your talent and your talent and combine it together to make our talent work for the
Right.
for the good or whatnot. And so,
Without that chemistry,
hmm and
I
that's why,
say it all the time. I
yep.
don't care how good you are in a sport that's a team sport. Chemistry matters so much, and I think sometimes it's hard to get players to understand how well chemistry. Listen, chemistry almost make you unbeatable. If your
Hmm.
chemistry is solid, like you can have good players, great players, but if their chemistry is all, y'all just great individually. Y'all not great together.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
What makes you great together is when y'all chemistry is working so well and y'all playing so well together that y'all know each other so well that you can almost play with your eyes closed. Meaning you that's how good you are working together. That's where a lot of times I think when it comes to certain sports, they forget that it's a team sport because they have this singular mindset that,
Hmm.
oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. Yeah, you might be that individually wise, but can you take all of that talent, merge it together with other talent, and
Hmm.
become, listen, you you look at all of the great basketball players, the ones that won championships had great chemistry. They became almost unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? Let's take the Philly Sixers, the 76ers.
Hmm.
We've had great players, but we haven't had great chemistry. That's why we ain't seen no championship in so long
Hmm.
because we got great players. We had Charles Barkley. You know what I'm saying? The last time we had great chemistry was probably when Dr. J was on the team. But outside of that, we had a lot of great players. The last time we had a chance to get one was Allen Iverson and Theo Ratliff and that moment. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely unique. That's why I want to do the community days with the media combined, because then what'll happen is when we get the backdrop and everything ready to go, and we have
right,
the community day, people, our fans, our support system that's coming out, they can take pictures in front of the backdrop, and they can take pictures of the players and stuff like that we're actually getting their pictures and stuff ready to go. And so they'll have their gray uniforms, which I like the most. It's a our city edition uniform. It says first state on it to represent and let people know that Delaware was the first state.
Right.
We're getting their name back on the maps, kind of thing. And then the second uniform is a white one. It has like the logo of the dog on the side, and then the last one's a black one, and it just says Dawgs, and it has their names on the back. And they did the fundraising and they did everything I asked them to do to get their names on the backs. So that's what they got. And the other cool thing too is with the community day, and they're taking their pictures. We'll post it all on social media, put their player profiles together, post it on our website, and
Right.
then more people that are there, they're now posting like, oh, look at the Dover Dogs. They're getting their media day done. They're doing this. They're doing that. So
Right.
we only have one person posting it, but we got 100 people that's at this community event getting free food, free drinks. They're out there taking pictures and posting and supporting their loved ones. And then it gives me an opportunity to meet people and talk to them and introduce myself and let them know who I am and what my vision is with the team and stuff like that. And
Right.
so I want to be able to do more community events outdoors before it gets really hectic and crazy with this weather.
Once
Um,
your season start, all that goes out the window.
yep. And so a lot of people, once the season gets to where it's going to be at, they're wanting $2,000-3,000 just to rent a room, and it's like that's ridiculous. Like,
Right.
we can use somebody's house for all of that. And but I'm really big on building chemistry outside of basketball, outside of the court,
Right.
because like I told my players last year too, is if we go out and let's say we just go to Top Golf and just play golf and nobody knows how to golf, we having fun. It's taking attention away from that situation that we may have had on the court. It's taking the pressure
Mm.
off of being awkward, even though we really don't know each other. It's giving you the
Right.
opportunity to be social and do something else outside of basketball. And what I want to do, part of the Junior Dog Foundation, is I want to be able to take the players and do skill camps for the youth and get books and give back to the youth and do like a back to school drive and stuff like that. And so that's stuff that we're working on
And
that'll
I
help for
love
next
stuff
year.
like that, man. I love that. Like people don't, for me personally, I love when I see people and stuff. It's funny that you mentioned that. I go fishing where I fish at all the time. Today, when I was, well, not today, but yesterday was I was on my live. They was out there cutting all the grass and cleaning all that stuff up. But there was a one guy out there who was telling me that they actually this Saturday right there they're having a youth fishing event right there.
Mm,
And right where I fish at. And I've never known it. They even he said no. They would say yeah. They have all the kids are gonna be out there, and they're gonna have them out there fishing for the event. So they cleaned it up real nice. You know what I mean? And they cut all of the grass so the kids can come by there. But it almost I was like, man, I don't usually do anything on Saturdays. But if I wasn't doing nothing, I'd have went up there just to be up there at the moment to watch these kids fish. Right where I
mm,
fish at, right at that whole pier, whatever. They supposed to come out there Saturday at some point and had a kid. But that's the type of stuff I love, man. Like that I like seeing people. So I think that's a wonderful thing you're doing with that. That giving them young kids something else to do, regardless, and a place, something to do, and a goal in life, and something that takes their mind off of the other stuff. Because man, a lot of these kids, depending on where you at, people don't realize they have nothing to do. I mean,
mm,
yeah, they could be in the house sometimes playing video games, but after a while, even that sometimes get old, and that's not always. It might be fun, but it ain't always healthy. Kids need to get out. They need to get exercise. They need to move. They need to go around. Sitting in the house in front of a television and playing the video games all the time, although it may be fun, it's not healthy. Not healthy physically, and it's not healthy socially. It really isn't. And so I think personally, I think it's a great thing that you're doing, and hopefully that goes off very, very well.
mm. Yeah, it's definitely interesting because um, when when I brought it up to one of my players, I'm like, yeah, listen, I think we need to do a camp for the youth, and he goes, I literally was going to talk to you about that. I was like, let's do it. I was like, I don't have to run it. You guys can run it. I want you guys to get all the credit for it. He goes, we don't want it for the credit. We want it to build the awareness for the team and stuff like that. And I was like, I appreciate it. And so like we're pretty much going to be in area of building up plans to do a skill clinic um, at the Dover Air Force Base, hopefully, as well as at one of the local high schools too. And so there's a lot of connections that the players got that's on the team, and it's allowing me to use their networks to kind of network myself and build that partnership up too. And so I'm excited to see where that's going to lead because I'm actually trying to find at least 2 to 5 churches that I can partner with to do like a I call them faith on the court nights. And so we'll have like the youth pastor, for example, can come to the warm ups. They can dress up in a Dover Dogs uniform, and at halftime, they'll be responsible for either doing a halftime show, whether it's like a game that they put together or an obstacle course they put together, or they can preach whatever they feel like led to do. That
Right.
is what their time is, and then
That'll
they
help set the atmosphere.
I mean, like they know, everybody knows what the values
And,
are.
and honestly, in my opinion, that's exactly to some extent what churches should be more involved in. Honestly speaking, and I could be sometimes I could be nice, but sometimes I can be very critical. But my thing is this: why are y'all here? I mean, I get the salvation and preaching the gospel and stuff like that, but if you can't, if a church can't be that involved in what in those type of things where it's bringing people together, and why not a church would want to support something like that, because that in return result could be I rather go to that church because that church was supporting my community.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And I don't understand why a lot of the churches they just don't seem to get that part. It's like they just I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why I want to partner with them and kind of bring them out because again, like let's say their head pastor may be a former basketball player.
Right.
The only thing we can allow them to do is warm up with the team, so they can warm up with the team and they can invite their congregation to the basketball game and watch him warm up with the basketball team, and then
Exactly.
he can go talk about it in his sermon that Sunday and say, listen, I had a great time. Go check out the Dover Dogs. We like their community, so it's a win-win because it gets their church name, out there, but it also brings us, some awareness as well, and it kind of works back and forth at the same time.
And you
Uh,
never know. You might have another player in that church that want to play ball,
mhm.
and he don't see no hope. He don't see no option. He say, "Oh, I got a chance to be on the basketball team. Mom, I got skills. I can do this." And you never know how far that could go. So I agree. I think that's a great idea.
Mhm.
I mean, it could go so far with that. I mean, there might be some parents in there that got kids that want their kids to play basketball, and that'll be a good start for them. Who knows? I
Mhm.
mean, that term, they might be on the team when it turn NBA.
Right, exactly. See, and that's true too. Like right here, like a world away from here is talking about mental health. One of the things that I want to do with the Junior Dog Foundation is, and the community days going forward is putting together something where we talk about the mental health aspect of sports and how we as coaches, we as owners, even as athletes, we put so much pressure on ourselves that we forget to take that break, take a rest. We forget to talk about how we truly are feeling. But the way society's set up nowadays is it's telling us as a man, I can't be emotional. I can't go and talk about my feelings because I'm supposed to be the head of the house. I'm supposed to be providing. I'm supposed to be, physically stable and mentally stable. But when we talk about that mental health side of things, one, it's going to help bring suicide rates down. Two, it's going to help us work together to help get you to where you need to be. We're going to, as a team, we're going to elevate you to where you need to be at. And when we talk about confidentiality and all of that stuff is confidentiality, it's true to an extent. Like we will keep it confidential as much as possible. But the second that you take it to the level of, oh, well, I'm thinking about killing myself or something along those lines, that's when we have to bring in some more help to get you the support that you need. And I was at the Philadelphia Soul, and they were talking about this very exact thing. Is like, how can you combat the mental health um, negativities and different things like that while you're playing. What are some things that you can do to um, keep the positive mindset going and kind of take your breaks and different things like that? You know, when you miss a shot, when you miss a goal, when you drop a pass, different things like that. What are you doing to combat all the negativity that the fans put on you, that your coaches put on you, that your parents put on you? Because you got those parents that are out there that's yelling from the stands, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's like, let them play their game, because in youth sports, it should be about having fun and preparing them to move up to that next level. And
Yeah,
then when they get to that next level, if they're not already there, they should be slowly but surely up in their workouts and different things like that to be prepared to play at that next level.
yes,
Now,
sir.
that's if they're actually serious about playing at that
Right.
level. If they're not, it's fine. They can move on and do something else. But there, to an extent, you have to be able to separate the hazing and the bullying and all of that stuff from the actual love of the game.
Right.
And we never really seen this issue before in sports as far as mental health goes until COVID became a thing. Now, post COVID, mental health not only in sports is a thing, but it's more of a thing outside of sports as well. And everybody's coming out with different mental health issues and things that they bring up. And so I think this is a perfect opportunity to get some research done and bring in people who understand mental health and psychologists and social workers and different things like that to kind of help understand and help the athletes understand that it's okay to still play sports and go through the issues that you go through. You just have to find someone you can trust, someone you can talk to, someone that's going to actually show um, emotion and show that support that you need. Because I can walk around with a plain face all day and nobody's going to know how I truly feel or what my emotion is, because
Right.
I'm not showing any emotion. But when I'm out there and I'm smiling, I'm happy, and I'm having a good time, they can see how enthusiastic, how energetic I am, and I'm having a great time overall. So,
Yeah. I listen, man. I'm be honest with you. You know, I think I'm surprised that I hear a lot more about it than I used to hear about it. But a story. This is why I think, and being a man's man, is so essential. And I'm not, this is not about women, man, none of that stuff. I'm saying it just in general as me as a man. Um, we was me and a buddy of mine went a while back. We was all my buddy went. We was going fishing where I normally fish at. This is years back, right? And we in his van, and we all just me and him on our way to go fishing. The van had blew out the tire, like one of the tires blew out, like so we had to try to get off the van. He had no spare tire whatsoever there, so we had a buddy of ours named Gary he had a mechanic shop, so he could, but he was closed at the time. He was like, so we called him up. He was like, man, I'm shut down at the time, but because we all so cool, he was like, I'll come up there and grab y'all. We'll go to the shop and get another tire
mm,
and change it out or whatever the case may be. So he comes. He has three other people in his homies in the car, but his other homies was in their car. So they all come up at where we at in the parking lot, right? We go to the shop, switches out the tire, whatever the case may be. We all now this easily about 8 or 9 of us out there. But when the moment that the tire blew out, me and my buddy was dying laughing. Like we are out there cracking up laughing. We cracking jokes the whole time. We go get the tire fixed. We come back out there. We cracking jokes, right? We finally fixed the tire, but now all of us are out there. When I say we are in the parking lot, just having a ball. We never made it fishing. We was out there. Now, when this happened, this was probably about a good 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We was out there to 1 o'clock in the morning running our mouth. But my point is that we wasn't that worried about the flat tire. We didn't even care. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think mentally we take such so serious,
mm,
not realizing that it could be fixed. It ain't that, you know what I'm saying? Again, it's a
mhm,
flat tire. We on our way fishing. We had to push this van off the road but we laughing about it the whole time. And I think a lot of time we don't realize that it's how you take the circumstances that's going to make the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And how you handle the circumstances. And a lot of times I think we put pressure on sometimes on men thinking you have to always meet a certain standard and not give them a chance to, okay, it's going to take me time to get this right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's necessary for young men to be around real men to understand mentally how to handle when stuff goes wrong and don't flip. Like we could have been out there, oh man, I got to flip. Listen, man, you get what I'm saying? We
Mhm.
didn't, that wasn't our reaction. It was hilarious. We and my buddy Gary and this other guy was like that. He said, "Man, I have never had so much fun fixing a flat in my life." He said, he said, "Why is it that?" But see, this is not a this. That is how when you my uncles were with me, like with
Mhm.
us, like that's how they were, and they were men. And I think what the point that I'm trying to make is when you get to that point about the mental health part, that's why I personally think it's essential to be around real men that know how to handle when things go crazy. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Where how you handle when it goes crazy will always help affect your outcome. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because and when you flip out and you go through this and and you losing it as opposed to let's calm down. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And like it happens. Like and when I'm like we were just at the range and my buddy was there and I had my stuff there and he had an issue with one of his guns. He was like, oh man, I wish I'd have brought. He said, I wish I would have brought an Allen wrench to fix this stuff. And I was like, see, this is where experience come in. I opened up my package and I said, yeah, I got that too. I said, why? Because again, when you're around experience and stuff happens, I might not be able to fix the problem. But when you're around real men and you can call real men, somebody gonna know how to fix the problem. I couldn't fix the flat because I didn't have a shop. My buddy couldn't fix the flat because he didn't have a shop. But we had a buddy that had a shop that could get the rim and get us there and come help me. But that's how when I say when you're around people that are solid and real good, when yeah, we don't talk every single day, but in the time moment,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times you need that. That's why I said sitting behind that video game and getting in and sitting in the house, you got to get out and be around people like yourself and
Mhm.
other young men that are out there doing stuff. And it's nothing about against anything that women does. These are the essential things that young men need that
Mhm.
helps their development and to becoming. Because I tell young kids, I said, you understand something that you are in man training. As a young boy, you are training to be a man. You're gonna spend more time of your life possibly being a man than you are being a boy.
Mhm.
So you are in man training. So I try to talk to them that way, and I think it's necessary. You know what I mean, so I think what you're doing, man, is essential, man. So I think once you add that into the mix of what you're doing, man, it's essential, man. Because I've had even when I told you about the league that I ran for the year, I remember, and it was almost 12 years later that the one kid, um, I didn't even remember his face, but he came back to me. He was like, "Man, thank you so much." Mr. Ryan, thank you, man. I was like, he was like, you don't remember me? I said, your face looked familiar. He was like, yeah, I'm so and so's daughter, and I think his mom had passed away. But he was like, I said, oh, okay. He's like, yeah. He said, when you used to be out there sweeping and cleaning a lot, I used to come out there and help you clean a lot, and you would give us a couple of dollars. He said, but at some point, I didn't even want the money. I just wanted to be out there helping you clean a lot. But he said you would pay us. And I was like, okay, now I remember. I said, man, you done grew up so big. I don't remember who you was. He was like, yeah. He was like, man. He said, thank you, man. He said because it gave me a different look on life, man. He said I was a problem for my mom, man. I wasn't listening to nothing she was saying to me. He said, but I don't know. He said it just changed something in me. And I had not just him. I've had other young men in the course of that has came back to me later and was like, thank you, and they appreciate what that moment that they had where there was something to look forward to, and you never know how far that will go, man. So I when I tell you, man, and that response made it more worth it. I didn't care about all of the there were other things that happened on the negative. I didn't even care.
Mm-hmm.
That right there made it was like I don't care about the some of the negative stuff that came out of it. That right there was made it all work. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to that point, you're gonna get those response, man. As you get older, and you're gonna see what impact it has on someone else's life. And when I say you, that's going to mean more. When I internally, that is going to put that's going to mean more to you. If you even if you made $1 billion, you will care more about what that response was than it is $1 billion. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And I've had many a times where I've had people come to me like that, where I had to try to hold back the emotion. No, I'm a man. I'm a man. I ain't gonna cry. You know what I'm saying? Hilariously being funny, but I've thought back on those type of moments and said, man, and it was like, you know what I'm saying. And I've had my oldest son have he moved in my neighborhood, and later moved in my neighborhood. He got to know closely people that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
And he came back to me. He was like, "Dad, I didn't know you did all of this stuff." He said, "Yeah, I was around, but I wasn't like around all this." He said, "Man, he said everybody respect you." He said, "But it's a different respect. It's not like a respect like you a fighter or you this you that." He said, "Man," he said, "the one guy was like, he said, yeah, man, I was broke. Your dad came by. He had his contract in business. He took me to work, man, and put money and helped me feed myself and stuff like that. So you don't know how the impact of what you have or what you're going to do down the road. That's why I encourage you, man. No, it ain't. It's gonna always. You're gonna have so many things that's gonna come against you, man. But the bigger reward for me was that response when I had people come, and even to this day, when I go back to where I grew up at and live around it, because my mom still lives there in that neighborhood. So I'm there, and I still have my house there, and so sometimes I do have to. My son's handling the house, but I still have to go down there periodically here and there. But a lot of the people that grew up with and stuff and things that I've tried to do in my own community, when people like that come back to you and they say thank you for something that you did, and it might be something small, it might be something big, it doesn't matter. That right there carries more weight than anything. Man. You can't say you care about people, but you ain't doing nothing to help.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can do this. You
Yeah.
understand? They can do this all the time, but if you're not actually putting your foot to the grind, or if you're not trying to better, like my whole goal in life is to try to leave this world a little bit better than I found it, just a little. I mean, and so it doesn't matter who you are, whatever. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna get stuff wrong. You're not gonna get all of the things correct. But if you have a little bit of a mentality of I want to try to do my best to leave this world just a little bit better than I found it. When I leave this world, I want people to say that person right there. It's gonna be hard to see that person go away. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because of what they are trying to do and
Mm-hmm.
what they're trying to impact and the impact that they're trying to make on the world. And as long as you incorporate God in that and listen to Him, there is nothing that can stop you. It might hinder you. It might make you have to bob and weave, but it ain't gonna stop you.
Yeah. So it's interesting too because this question right here is the like how you see the impact of COVID, and it plays very strongly into mental health with sports or whatnot. And the reason I see the impact of how COVID it destroys sports in a way because one, um, when people are used to an arena where it's jam packed and it's crowded, it's packed, and that's what they practice is to be under pressure and they play. It hurt them to go into an arena where it's quiet. Now, just imagine being in a room where like there's no music, there's no TV, there's like really nothing, and you got a mask on your face, and you got to play basketball or whatever the case may be, right? It kind of destroys the purpose of playing a team sport for fans, where like fans are watching online, but you're not getting the excitement, the entertainment, the energy that you need to perform under pressure or whatever it may be. Whereas like even in huddles and stuff like that, like you're supposed to be 6 feet away from your teammates, or you're supposed to be so far away. Like it didn't make sense at the time. College athletes who were graduating, they were a senior. They, in the sense, if they didn't go back to college to get their master's degree, they lost that fourth year of eligibility, and it was just like, what do we do next? Um, it hurt their opportunity. That when we go look at those seniors who wanted to go pro, it hurt their opportunity to make it pro because they didn't have that last year to prove like, oh, I'm who I am. I
Right.
can go out and score 10 points a game, dish out 10 assists, and still be able to play this as a whole. And once COVID happened and people were forced to be in a room by themselves and they couldn't go out really, and they had to separate, we start to see more and more of that mental health come out, where people are like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm stuck inside. I can't go outside. I can't do this. I can't do that. And businesses are shutting down left and right. And it's not giving them the opportunity to process. It happened so fast that nobody really had the mental capacity to process what was happening in the world at that time. Not to mention, at the same time that COVID was actually happening, the riots in Philadelphia were happening, the riots over and Minnesota was happening, right? Police brutality was happening. So a lot of different things was happening, and it's so much to process. So when you look at sports and how COVID played that impact, it's more or less like it destroyed the way the game was supposed to play, because people can't go and attack a basket without being feared during that time that, oh, I might catch COVID because I got another person within 6 feet of me, or whatever. Oh, I got to wear a mask because they told me so. If not, I get fined. Different things like that. It just makes people look at stuff a lot differently, and how they interact with each other. And in the long run, it was a bad move to shut it down in the long run, because it it didn't do justice the way justice needed to be served. It would just there's nothing in my mind that says take away a category of things from these people that says, oh, well, if I pick up a basketball, I may not know who you are, but you're my brother, so I'm gonna play basketball with you. So let's go shoot some hoops, right? That gives me the opportunity to socialize. It gives me the opportunity to express who I am as a man, because then I'm on the court and we're playing. Yo, like, that's a good game. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you play basketball at? Where you do this? Where you do that? It took that opportunity to socialize away. Now what we see is a lot more kids, a lot more people on their phones, on the games, behind that computer screen. They're hiding out because all of 2020, pretty much, people were behind that screen and all that stuff. There's a lot of good that came out of it too, where a lot of people, they took it as an opportunity to go be fitness gurus, or whatever, and they changed their lifestyle around. But it depends on what your mentality and your mindset is
Right.
behind everything, that determines how it affects you as a person.
Right.
And you, if you let it negatively impact you, it's going to impact you negatively. If you let it just brush it off and you keep moving, you're going to move forward or whatnot. Like, people were being, like, professional players were being talked down on because they decided to sit out of a basketball season due to COVID. It was just a lot of different things like that. So, like, again, the nature of the game was changed drastically due to COVID as a whole, and so that's how I see it. It affects their mindset and different things that way too.
Right. I agree. Of course, my behind didn't do anything different. I was like, y'all do it. My crazy self. I got pulled over. What you doing out here? I'm gonna be out here. Get out my face.
So I'm going to get some crab fries. He said.
I know. We know they closed down. But I'm gonna try anyway.
All righty. Well, I'm gonna give you guys the rest of your night back. I appreciate the time for allowing me to come out
Yes.
here and update, a little bit about the team, and I'll keep you guys posted with these reels and different videos as I get them.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Glad we got a chance to get together and give everybody a chance to find out what's going on.
All right, guys. Well, on that note,
Anyway. Yeah, but anyway, we'll go. Like I said, man, I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you doing everything's working out, man. We know it's gonna be some hiccups down the road, but just stay up there. I'm glad you got a chance to get in to update everybody on how things are going. So because you stay away too long, people just kind of forget and they just think, oh, there's nothing happening and stuff like that. So that's why I'm glad you came up and gave us a chance to kind of get an idea of what you're doing and how things are going, and let them know that you didn't quit.
Right.
But I ain't gonna hold you neither, man. Go, that little boy getting antsy in there. He like, I want some attention.
Yeah, he about ready to eat some dinner here, so I'm gonna go get him fed, and
Go get that boy some crab fries.
I might. All right, guys, y'all have a good one.
All right, now y'all have a good one. Thanks everybody for coming in.